Okay, welcome everyone to the Clean Closing Conference. We're going to get started right on time because we do have a very packed agenda. And thank you all very much for joining us on this Monday morning, a blustery one where I am in Ireland. We have, as I said, a very packed schedule on the next 2 hours. We have some really interesting presentations from our partners and from their colleagues and stakeholders. So just a couple of things to note before we get started. This meeting is being recorded for anyone who's not able to attend this morning. And if you have any questions as we go along, because we have a lot to fit into the time that we have, if you have questions, please enter them into the chat. And if we have time at the end, we'll address those questions. And then if not, we'll follow up afterwards with responses to those. So again, welcome everyone. I know we still have a few people joining us just as we get going here. But in the interest of keeping things on schedule, I am going to get started with just sharing just 1 second. Rather than my telling you about what has been going on in the Clean project for the last few years, we put together a little video that will sum it up for you a little bit better. Just 1 second. And let me know if you're not able to hear this. You should be able to.
Did you know buildings are responsible for 40% of energy consumption in Europe, and older buildings consume between 8 and 12 times as much heating oil as new ones? There is a simple solution: clean, or Technologies and Open Innovation for Low Carbon Regions, is an interregional cooperation project funded by Interreg Europe. Clean will increase energy efficiency in housing and public infrastructure by 4% through technology, open innovation, and improved low-carbon policy instruments. 9 partner regions across Europe, with a mix of different climates, city-urban areas, and levels of development, are working together to improve the capacity of their policy instruments that address energy efficiency. The project facilitated 30 good practices through the Clean Project Partnership. As a result of interregional learning and transfer of innovative policy and solutions, all partners have launched and published their regional action plans, which have been developed and inspired by some of the good practices shared within the partnership. For example, the energy efficient solutions in schools and hospitals in the Savinjka region, Västernorrland County and Campania region. Enertic smart building in the city of San Sebastian. Street lighting retrofit with LED in North Karelia and Donegal. And serious game renovation challenge in Normandy. The regional action plans will streamline policy instruments and stimulate effective engagement between public authorities and property owners, research centres and companies, introducing innovative energy efficiency solutions. Find out more at interregeurope.eu/clean.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that little video. That's the first time that our partners have seen it. So we will be sharing it with you, obviously. And I think it provides a nice little summary of everything that has been going on for the last few years on the Clean project. So, as I said, we have a packed schedule, and we are going to just go ahead and move forward now with our first speaker. From Interreg Europe, we want to welcome Ségolène to give us a little update on the state of play and the future for Interreg Europe. Thank you, Ségolène.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you very much first for the invitation today. It's a real pleasure to be here and to talk for the name of Interreg Europe Joint Secretariat. So I'll try to share my screen. Let me know if you can see.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, today I'm going to talk a little bit about the state of play of the program, a few highlights from the projects, and some spoilers for the futures. So to begin with, for the state of play of the current program, as most of you may know, Interreg Europe is an interregional cooperation program dealing with improving regional development policies. And we have a great mix of different regions, from more and less advanced region and also peripheral region, showing the great diversity of the program. So we support a high number of projects, 258 projects from all over Europe, as 90% of European regions are represented in our program, and 25% of our partners are managing authorities of structural funds. So nowadays we have already 186 projects that have finalized phase 1, so that have already reported their outputs to the program. And as the 1st of November of this year, we already have achieved great outputs, as the goals that have been set in the cooperation program for this period have already been reached. As you can see here, the numbers, with a lot of good practices reported, action plans, and staff with increased capacities as pilot action also. So we're really happy to see all these great outputs and the performances of the projects in general. Moreover, the aim of the program is to improve policies. So we're also really happy to see a lot of policy changes reported by these projects. And we are witnessing also leverage effects, which means that when we invest ERDF funds in the region, then the funds are multiplied by at least 5 or almost 6. So when €1 of ERDF is financed by the program, then €6, for instance, are mobilized in the territories of local, regional, or national funds. So that is really great also as a result for us. Then, the first pillar of the program is, of course, projects, but it's also important for us to talk about the second pillar of the program, which is the policy learning platform, which is a way for us to improve the learning about policies and to share the good practices. So more concretely, it is an online portal with thematic experts, and I'm sure most of you already know about it, with the good practice database, in which you can find lots of good practices and share it with other partners. But it's not only for partners of Interreg Europe projects, and everyone can access to it. So if you want to know more about it, feel free to go on our websites and have a look. Also, this policy learning platform offers services of peer reviews and a knowledge hub with policy brief on different topics that may interest you. So if you are interested, please feel free to go and check it out. Then, unfortunately, it's hard to do a presentation nowadays without talking about COVID. So sorry for this, but so we also face quite a lot of challenges for our project and for the program. But we've seen that interregional cooperation in such contexts is even more important nowadays. And you can find good practices also on how to mitigate the pandemic effects on our website, on the good practice database, also using the COVID-19 keywords. And during this specific context, the program has also to adapt, as well as the project partners, with going online, for instance, and with new tailored support from the policy learning platform. Moreover, we also want to mention that a new call has been launched for additional activities, and want to congratulate the CLEAN partners for this successful application. And we're looking forward for this one additional year of experience on COVID activities, if we might call it like this. Now back on the topic of clean. So in our program, we have projects in 4 thematic areas, we can say, one being low carbon economy with 60 projects in total. Within these 60 projects, we have 10 projects more especially dedicated to energy efficiency in buildings. And you can see here on this map all the different partners and all the exchanges all over Europe. And then the name of the projects, Interreg Europe projects that are dealing more particularly with energy efficiency in buildings. There is also a great opportunity for me and for the program in general to congratulate the partners for their active contribution with the contribution to the program and also to the PLP. We know that 30 good practices have been put on your websites and 14 of them are already published on the good practice database, which is really impressive. Also well done for your contribution to some workshops or some online discussion. So we are really impressed by all that and want to congratulate all the partners again for this. For the results, it is of course the aim of the program to see policy changes within the territories, and we're really happy to see that 3 policy changes have already been reported in Normandy, in Naples, and in Yazzie. And we are looking forward also seeing the final progress report. Maybe some other policy changes can be reported. And we know that this is also only one part of the project and that other results that may not be that tangible are also happening within other territories for other partners. So well done for all of you for making things change thanks to interregional cooperations. And the 2 pilots, that 2 pilots also were implemented by ERNACT and Coopérative Les Sept Vents. So well done to these 2 partners also for these 2 pilot action. It is really important for us to see that there are new initiatives and that testing by doing is also a part of some projects. Now to finish this presentation, a few spoilers for the future maybe that might interest you. So we are in a really crucial period for the program now, building the next programming period, the next program. So there will be no revolution, as we say, but some evolution. This is like a logo, a slogan. Yeah, the interregional cooperation will remain the same principle and the same spirit, in the same spirit as in Interreg Europe will remain a pan-European program dealing with policymakers and wanting to improve policy as regional development policies thanks to capacity buildings. However, there will be few evolution with a focus on structural fund, which will be lightened. So indeed, during this programming period, half of the policy instruments were supposed to be structural funds, and in the future will be possible to tackle other policy instruments more in general. There will be also more opportunities for pilot actions, which can be really interesting for you to learn by doing. And there will no more be 4 thematic priorities, but only 1 priority, which will be on capacity building. So more flexibility also on topics, and for the program also to be more flexible. In terms of timeline, the program has been finalized and should be submitted to the Commission at the end of this year or beginning of next year. So we're expecting the Commission to approve the program by May, and hopefully the first call will be launched in the first semester of 2022. If you want to know more about all this, you can of course check out on our websites. Also, it is a great occasion for me, if you want to know more, to invite you to the program launch event, which will be at the end of this month on the 24th and 25th of November. So it will be a 2-day online event to launch the next program. There will be some presentation on some results from this program, but also some insights on the key features of the next program, some opportunities to talk about with other partners and to discuss the future. So here is the link to register. I will share it in the chat also. And I'm looking forward to seeing you also at this event. Thank you very much for your attention for this presentation. Thank you very much for your contribution to the Interreg Europe program. And maybe my colleague Verena wants to pop up now also, as I know she's here. She's the policy officer also who has followed the project. So I don't know if she wants to say something more.
Yes, hello.
Where are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Super. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Yes. So thanks a lot, Sigurlen. Unfortunately I won't be able to follow the entire conference, but I wanted to take this opportunity to quickly jump in and greet you all, and of course congratulate you for the achievements you reached so far and clean. So I think Sigurlen highlighted this. It was for us a really interesting project. I think the exchange of experience was really, really rich. We also saw that the topic is of high interest, not only to the clean partners, but to many other regions also. And this obviously was also shown by your really active contribution to the program and the policy learning platform. So really, I also wanted to thank you for this, to all the partners, and of course, particularly thank you to the lead partner, to the entire team from ERNAC, to Katriona, Marion, and Anne-Marie in particular. Great cooperation. Keep on. We're looking forward for what's coming next. We know that you will make use of this extension and continue the exchange of experience with some, let's say, new topics that arose now with the COVID-19 crisis. So that's a really good, let's say, opportunity. You took very good momentum also to, let's say, place the clean topics on the regional agendas. So we hope we'll see some more results on this end. And of course, we look forward also to meet you again in other opportunities. We have the Europe Let's Cooperate event in 2 weeks' time. Please register if you didn't do it yet. And else, well, who knows, maybe you will make use of the policy learning platform again, or we'll see you again on the new program. So that's it from my side. Good luck for the rest of the conference and for the remainder of the project.
Thank you very much, Verena, and Sigurlen. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I just put the link on the chat if some want to register after the conference for our lunch event.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, we'll definitely see you there, and appreciate all of your support through everything. Thank you very much. All right, we are going to try to stay on track here and keep going. So our next segment is towards low carbon regions, and we have a couple of case studies from North Karelia and from Crete. So our first speaker in this section will be Ms. Sari Pukkinen, who's joining us from the North Karelia region. It's all yours.
Thank you, and good afternoon, actually, for everybody. And I am from North Karelia, working in Regional Council of North Karelia, and my position there is forest and climate expert. And I would like to thank you for the opportunity to come and tell you something about the achievements that are related achievements of Clean project that are related to our climate and energy program. And first of all, I need to thank Aino Heikura, who is in response in our organization carrying out this project, because for example, we are now doing the action plan for our program, climate program, and in Clean, she has carried out a number of great surveys like greenhouse gas emissions reduction potential in North Karelia region carried out, energy use of municipality owned buildings, and also geo-energy potential survey. And also she has worked in this Clean project to aid us as a region to enter to this carbon neutral regions network, and our application was approved in 2020 June. So I really need to thank Aino for those efforts. Basically, she should be doing this presentation because she has done so much, and I just picking the berries to say. I think I somehow managed to lose my presentation. I will start it again. Just a minute. Sorry for this mess, but I just find it again. I somehow managed to lose it.
We can share it for you if you need us to do that.
No problem. I just starting it again.
Okay.
I think you need to show it because somehow it lost from my computer.
No problem. You have a little background noise there as well. If
No, it's not coming from me.
Not from you. Yeah, somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, just a sec. All right, just
if you can share. For some reason, it lost from my. Yes, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
So the next slide, please. There is again some circulation in the noise. Okay. In North Karelia, we adapted in the beginning of this year our new climate and energy program, and the target year to our aims is 2030. And there are a few items that are going through the whole program. First of all, of course, this climate resilience that needs to be carried out to somehow to stop and adapt to climate change. Then we need at the same time secure sustainable growth in the region, the diversity of different actions and our nature, of course, and ways of living. We want to and need to be resource efficient. We need to be able to recycle, to reuse, to rethink how we use our natural resources. And we need to be networked and competent in our region. Next one, please. The vision of our program is that we will be a forerunner in climate sustainability in 2030. And there are 7 aims in our program. We want to be a region full of life and well-being. We want to protect the diversity of nature. We need to have low emission energy from renewable sources in self-sufficient way. Climate resilience construction and housing will be a key issue. That includes, for example, the transportation and traffic solutions, because we are a region of long distances and people are needing to move from one region to another. So that is not only buildings and construction, but also the traffic and the different services and how we can maintain them. The use of natural resources in sustainable way and that enables businesses as well. Expertise and research. Data we need to put to extensive use. A region that engage our citizens. That is the aim. And then we are committed ourselves to this carbon neutral regions aim that we want to have 80% reduction in emissions, greenhouse gas emissions for 2030. That is not an easy task, but let's see how we can manage. Next one, please. So we want to be an area, region full of life and well-being. And it means that it is possible to live and work anywhere in the region, and also possible to move in carbon low way from within the region and also between the different regions in Finland and in Europe. We want to have safe and healthy living environment, and we need to consider our age distribution. It is a trend that young people are moving to South Finland, to capital city area, and that is somehow, of course, brain drain from our area, because we have, for example, university in our region and also the University of Applied Sciences, and we want to utilize those people in our region, and that means that we need to be able to provide them work and good well-being and good living and housing conditions. And we need to utilize the potential of nature also in promoting public health services. And then the second aim that is protecting the biodiversity. We need to have conservated areas and secure the ones that we already have. We need to secure our valuable habitats and nature sites and also take care of our water systems. And we need to suppress and prevent the loss of species. And that is related to intensification of land use when we are, for example, transforming the forest areas into construction areas. What we need to do to replace that harm that is done for the area in nature and climate change point of view. And the biggest concern is the diversity of forests. 89% of the surface, the land area in North Karelia is forests. And of course that relates then this biodiversity heavily on forests, and we need to be able to protect our biodiversity in the same time that we are enabling and securing our income. The next slide, please. The third one is related to energy of these aims. We want to have low emission energy produced from regional, local resources as much as possible. And energy goes through all the living we have here: transport, heating, electricity, living, housing, everything. And so it is a really crucial issue. We need to have more sun power. Wind power is a little problematic due to our situation near the Russian border. We need to develop geothermal heat, biogas, future hydrogen potential might be possible to increase. And then we need to develop and support the decentralized energy production so that we are allowing producing and also selling the energy also in rural areas in small components. Then the climate resilient construction and housing, it goes solutions for construction in both urban areas and rural areas, and it involves carbon neutral materials, energy solutions. We want to have renewable energy in building, in living, and after use of the buildings, constructions. Mobility conditions, employment and entrepreneurship. We need more wood construction due to carbon storages, for example, and we need to utilize the strengths in wood construction in the region. We have a lot of know-how in this area, and also we have nowadays some companies that are creating materials for wood construction like Binderholz. And then we need to extend the lifetime of the buildings and also make them multi-usable, not just for schools, for example, but the same building can also be some leisure activities or official purposes. Next one. We need to use our natural resources sustainably and enable different business. And we need to we need products with a high degree of processing and higher added value. We need smart and clean solutions, and we need to reduce consumption. That is one key issue. And as said, we have a lot of expertise and research in our area. So the sixth aim goes to putting the data into extensive use. We need to transfer competence and research to the operators in flexible way. We need to utilize the strengths, educational and research organization and access, links with business life and challenges in the field for the research. We need innovations and ecosystems. We need to have this culture of experimentation. We need to be able to use national NGOs, for example, in cooperation with the research. We need to increase climate awareness and transfer it to everyday activities, what it means in practical life for each citizen in our region. And the next slide, please. This carbon reduction emission is really tough work, as I said. And we are now the part of the carbon neutral region network since June 2020. And the emission reduction is this 80%. And in 2019, in the calculations that are done in national level for all regions and municipalities, the percentage of North Korea was 29. So there is a lot of work to do still. It means that we need innovation, investment, research, its implementation, governmental support. We need lobbying. We need transport and heating solutions to pose the big challenges we have there. And we need also to develop carbon sinks and carbon storages. We need construction and carbon binding products. We need our forests and agricultural carbon sinks, but yet we need to use our natural resources in climate smart way. And in our energy consumption in 2019, the biggest challenges are in road transportation, in agriculture, and in district heating. So of course, the actions that are put to these areas where the emissions are the highest, the possible impact will be also the highest, but all of these items in that table are really important to consider. I think that was all. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Sorry. Okay, we will move on now. Our next speaker is our partner, Maria, from region of Crete. And Maria, I'll leave it to you to pass on then to your colleague for the second piece of yours. Thank you. Your volume's a little low, Maria. Is that the same for everyone else?
Really?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, yeah, that's okay now. Thanks.
So good morning to everyone. I'm Maria Apostolaki and I'm the project coordinator for the region of Crete. I will present you our vision for a low carbon rural area in Crete as we envisaged it during the Clean Projects exchange of experience activities. First, let me explain why did we choose a rural area instead of an urban one. The main reason is that Crete is a highly rural region and the agricultural sector, together with the tourism, are the main pillars of regional development. So rural areas are many, located in several places on the island. Moreover, in those areas, apart from the agricultural activities, also tourism keeps increasing, and these two activities are directly related to energy consumption. So we can all realize the great potential of these areas to contribute to the island's energy transition. The most important reason that we focused on a rural area is that these areas lack of investments on energy saving and energy efficiency measures, and that has resulted not only to energy intensive infrastructures, but also to low knowledge and awareness of local people. Our area of interest is Lasiti Plateau, which is the largest plateau in Crete, not far from the cities of Heraklion and Agios Nikolaos. It is a well-known tourist destination, protected by the Natura 2000 network, and also it was the largest wind park in Europe with 12,000 windmills that pumped water from wells to irrigate the plain. So in this area, people are already familiar with renewable energy since they used it in the past in their everyday life. Let's see some characteristics of our area of interest. The municipality has 17 small villages, all connected by a 23-kilometer ring road. This circular route is ideal for cycling, as the road does not have long uphills, and along it you can visit all the main attractions of the plateau. It is an area of unique natural beauty with beautiful caves and canyons. And in the Dikti mountain, there is the famous Diktian cave, which, according to the mythology, it is the birthplace of Zeus and the place where Amalthea nurtured the infant Zeus with her goat's milk. The inhabitants of the municipality of Lassith Plateau have a rich livestock and agricultural activity, while recently there has been an increasing activity in tourism as well. For our regional action plan, we were inspired by the good practice replicate of our partner from Fomento San Sebastian, where smart solutions were deployed in energy, mobility, and infrastructures for the transition to a nearly zero district. So this holistic approach for increasing the energy efficiency in various fields has inspired us to create a low carbon area in Crete, and more specifically the Lassithi Plateau that I described previously. The aim of our action is to boost the development of a rural mountainous Cretan area into a low carbon area by developing a series of smart energy solutions in roads and public infrastructure, mobility, and raising people's awareness. Our vision is to create an exemplary low-carbon rural area which can be adapted and replicated in other municipalities in Crete with similar characteristics, geomorphological and socioeconomic conditions, and energy needs. Our regional action plan includes 4 activities for which we were inspired by our partners from Ireland, Sweden, and France. Firstly, the upgrade of public infrastructure and the replacement of lamps with LED in public lighting with automation and sensors where appropriate. Secondly, the promotion of eco-friendly mobility through the use of electric bicycles and the development of an optimal route for visiting the places of interest. Our intention is to encourage local people and visitors to use electric bicycles to move and visit the places of interest. Additional to that, there will be available an application offering optimal routes for minimizing the car emissions in case that the bicycles won't be selected. And last but not least, we pay too much attention on the activities that intend to increase knowledge and raise awareness of local people on energy efficiency issues. This can be achieved with the info energy points that will be installed in schools for familiarizing students and residents with the concept of energy upgrading buildings, and with some training courses on energy saving issues and environmental education to raise awareness of students, inform local people, and gradually change their behavior on energy consumption and sustainable low-carbon living. Due to COVID-19, we had a delay in the implementation of these 4 activities, but together with the mayor, we are doing our best to implement them as soon as possible. I thank you very much for your attention, and I will pass the floor to the mayor of Lassithi Plateau Municipality, Mr. Yannis Stefanakis. Hello, Mayor. Can you open your microphone, please? Your mic. We cannot hear you. We cannot hear you. Does anybody hear the mayor? No.
No, can't hear. I think that was sign language for let me try something.
I apologize for the delay. The mayor has a problem with the sound, so he will send me the files and he will connect with his mobile to talk, and I'll show the slides.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, you can stop sharing your screen if you want.
Yeah, we have a suggestion from Verena that he may need to select a different microphone under his settings, but we'll go ahead with your solution.
Ναι.
Maria, if you like, we could continue on and then come back to you.
I
Unless
think
you're ready to
the
go.
mayor tries to connect now
Okay.
on his mobile. I have here a video to share. Okay, maybe we can go on with the agenda and come back with the problem solved.
Yeah, we can come back when we're ready to go. Okay, thanks. Right, we will move on then with our partner from Lisette Bont, Florian. You ready to take the floor? You can start sharing and take over.
Okay. Can you see my slides?
Not just yet. There we go. Yep, can see it now.
Okay, so I'm sorry for the context. I got stuck in a traffic and I must do this from a public space. So if there is noise, just sorry. I just get quick in my presentation again. So this is a little story about what we did in Normandy. So the region Normandy is well known for D-Day landing beaches and other things. And Les Sept-Vents is representing the region. As a private consultancy, we've been working as advisor on energy and sustainable development for 20 years. It will be a four-time presentation. First, I'll introduce you to the goals of the improvement of regional policy in Normandy, starting with Europe. First, we got in the project to improve policies in energy efficiency, in housing and public infrastructure, and it was quite an ambitious goal. So in Normandy, it will represent 40,000 dwellings in 6 years and a minimum of 10,000 dwellings per year in 2020 with 25% of reductions of energy consumption. So it leads to the division by 4 in 2050 of the CO2 emissions. We started with a diagnosis of public infrastructure and collective dwellings, which are publicly led. So we got in details in what were our targets like. Then we have had several stakeholder meetings. You have pictures on the right The next one will be in December, so that we show the results of the action plan and prepare next year. So this diagnosis led us to understand that a lot was done in Normandy and elsewhere in Europe, but that people didn't know what was done by the other people. So we had a networking activity very important for us. To start with, we promoted 5 good practices that were uploaded on the policy learning platform. As well, we promoted the practices of the partnership. We got 2 staff exchange, one in San Sebastian, one other in Crete. So these are pictures about what we learned there. For example, energy efficiency in an hospital in Crete. And we hosted one staff exchange in France. It was located there on the Presqu'île, and we showcased what could be what was done in Normandy for energy efficiency. Then we, starting with this diagnosis and stakeholders, we tried to improve synergies between them. But yeah, COVID came and we had to adapt our action plan. So this action plan was set before the sanitary crisis, and the idea was to enhance, to enrich, and to create a network of local community of factors for energy efficient and low carbon buildings in Normandy. So the first action was to promote. There are 3 actions inside. The first action was to promote, publicize, and create a network of existing actors in Normandy. So we had several meetings with them. We printed the action plan. We promoted them on Facebook. We did some management and monitoring activities and gave birth to a collective of trainers on energy efficiency in buildings. The second actions were more linked to the ERDF policy of Normandy region. So here you have example of the amounts involved. The third point is quite specific because due to the sanitary crisis, it was not due to the region to do it, but the French state in the contingency plan, rebuilding plan took the lead of the third part of the action plan. So we are following this as well. Pilot actions, we had Normandy 50-50. That was, we learned from Slovenia and Crete. The idea is to save energy in schools. So it's gone well despite the COVID crisis. We reached the objective to do some trainings, but not as sufficient as we would have liked to. And as well, we train to daily ecological practices. The main lighthouse project action in Normandy are, just to recap, about sobriety, a challenge called Positive Energy Families, where consumption of families are lowered by 20%. And the biggest one is about energy efficiency. It's called Check Eco Energy, where people get subsidies for their house, and by average, the consumption were lowered by 56%. You can see the map of Normandy just below. During the clean period, around 7,600 checks were attributed for 130 million euros of works. So it's still growing and quite efficient. So I have liked to focus on this one. And just to finish, a conclusion about next year, we have additional activities accepted. So we are finishing a survey with local stakeholders to understand what is their state after this and in the middle maybe of this COVID crisis, and what are their next their ambitions, so that we can help them during next year. The 2 main objectives of CEDVAN and of region Normandy will remain to provide visibility to competencies with the training center on ecological transition, and to put together a regional potential, creating a sustainable building resource center. So the survey just behind will lead to this conclusion, and we took the temperature to see if local stakeholders will be happy with these two main activities. So that's it for me. Thank you. Sorry again for the noise, and I give you back the floor.
Thank you very much, Florian. That worked fine, despite being in a public area. That was all good. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll go back to you, Maria.
I don't know if the mayor can hear us. Mr. Mayor? Mr. Mayor?
Just not meant to be. we move on, but we will try to come back at some point. Okay.
Yes,
so
thank you.
We'll
Thank you, Marie. Thank you.
No problem. We'll just keep moving because we do have a lot to pack in here. We had scheduled a 5-minute break, but I think we'll just have to forego that and keep going so that we can finish on time and give everyone enough time for their presentations. So we will move on now to the next section, which is open innovation for greener public buildings. So our first speaker there is our partner in Fomento de San Sebastian, Iker. You ready to go?
Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Hi.
Share my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Iker Martinez. I work in Fomento de San Sebastián. Before I go to the presentation of Enertic Good Practice, I would like to mention just a few words about our city and Fomento de San Sebastián. San Sebastián is a small to medium city of the Basque Country, located in southwestern Europe, North Spain. We are less than 200,000 inhabitants. We have an important innovation ecosystem, and the city is well known regarding culture, gastronomy, and tourism. Fomento de San Sebastián is the economic development agency of the municipality of San Sebastián. We promote the local economy through clustering policies. We have a Donostia Smart Cluster with local companies, research centers, universities, and other agents of the value chain. We promote smart city projects in collaboration with local agents. We develop a smart city plan and an action plan with the participation of around 200 people. It was a very interesting approach on that time. We coordinated the European replicated lighthouse project in the fields of energy, mobility, and city and infrastructures. We have also other interesting projects like Smart Calea or the work we are doing in Chomienea district.
Iker, are you moving on your slides? We're still on slide number 1.
Sorry.
No problem.
I don't know why, because I'm doing my presentation in full screen.
Okay, we're not seeing the full screen. We're seeing the minimized version.
Okay.
So maybe you're sharing the wrong screen. Okay.
So, okay, I guess that you are looking all the PowerPoint presentation with, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. We can see it. It's good. So we're on the Enertic presentation screen.
I will follow in this way.
Okay.
Thank you, Anne. Enertic is a bioclimatic building that meets the maximum parameters of energy efficiency and fosters the use of renewable energies. Enertic is an enterprise and sectoral innovation center to give support and to promote companies from ICT, energy efficiency, and smart sectors of San Sebastián, considered strategic for the city development. As a sectoral concentration building, The objective is to create a specific platform to join forces and stimulate cooperation between the companies and agents of this sector. A management model based on sectoral concentration and networking of different agents and institutions as a tool to boost the local economy. It highlights the transformation of the largest industrial area of Donostia and the evolution of the Urumea Riverside district. The building is located in the biggest industrial park of the city, which is composed with traditional sector companies. It has been erected as an icon of this industrial park, as a reference for the renovation of this area from a traditional industrial sector to a green, innovative, smart economy. Therefore, Interreg can be highlighted as the main evidence of Urumea Riverside's capacity towards the transition to a smart city. The nearly zero emission building has been designed with energy conscious parameters, with the aim of reducing the energy demand of the building and relying on renewable resources. Here we can see some pictures of the building. We can see that we have an important atrium which is located to south and southwest. And on the back side there is the space for the offices, which is a concrete mass. I'm going to explain later on. The building has 6 floors and 2 parking floors underground. The total surface is around 13,000 square meters and the surface for renting is around 6,000 square meters, distributed in 55 offices. As you can see, the ratio between the total surface and the surface for renting is not too high, which says that the priority was the bioclimatic principles. In this sense, we have to say that we did a previous work with energy efficient projects, bioclimatic design in other projects and in other buildings, and Interreg was the most advanced one. We collaborated in the design of the project with local research agents, engineering and architects. The most important idea is to reduce the energy demand as much as possible and try to supply this energy demand with renewable resources while we monitor all the energy systems. Regarding the reduction of the energy demand measures, we take into account different kinds of solutions: orientation, ventilation, natural lighting, solar heating, etc. There is a compact design and basically cubic shape that reduces the exterior surface and limits energy losses. North-south orientation that favors the reduction of the building's energy demand and the improvement of natural lighting. The north provides glare-free work light for offices, and the south is suitable for solar capture. North, east, and west concrete facades with high insulation and thermal inertia. The south facade, glazed atrium, and a vertical garden that acts as a thermal regulator of the building. We also have a green roof that reduces the building CO2 emission, acts as a thermal regulator, preventing overheating in summer and protecting from cooling in winter, while promoting natural integration. Atrium also supports ventilation for heat evacuation in summer. Regarding the energy supply and renewable energy features of the building, we have geothermal energy as the main heating and cooling system of the building. 125 meters depth pipes have been installed around the building. We have an aerothermal heat pump, which main function is to complete the heating and cooling energy demand when geothermal system can't cover itself. We have also a small cogeneration engine to produce heat and electricity. Photovoltaic panels, 12 kilowatt installed to supply electricity to the building. A small wind turbine of 2 kilowatts that has been as a demonstrator over the roof. Although the wind turbine is small, the performance and the efficiency are really good. And finally, we have a BIOS well that is a rainwater collected in a tank outside the building. This water is treated and after that reused in the toilets of the building. Here we can see a picture summarizing all the bioclimatic principles. We can see the solar radiation, the green roof, the green facade, the renewable energies. I would like to mention that we were free to design the building without any restriction. We hadn't any buildings around us, and we had the total freedom to design the building as we consider. We did some different kind of simulations to optimize the energy demand. I will also show you some pictures of the installation. Here we can see the geothermal information with the pipes we installed underground, the heat pumps, and where these pipes are located around the building. This is the aerothermal heat pump, which is installed underground, which is very important to have a very open air from the exterior. Here are some pictures and examples about the monitoring system of heating and cooling, the smart meters, the wind turbine. And finally, to finish the presentation, we have a microgrid, which is experimental and innovative microgrid installed in the building, adding innovative value to the building and to the cluster. It is a microgrid of 400 kilowatts, which includes different kind of energy systems, renewable energies, traditional generation, storage, loads. We can simulate and test different solutions and business models. And it is just a very brief presentation about all the information of the building. If you have any question, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Iker. We do have one question coming in, but I'm going to hold off on the questions until the end to make sure that everyone has time to give their presentations. So we'll hold that to the end if we have time to deal with it at the end, and if not, we'll do follow up afterwards. Okay, we're going to go back and check in with the mayor. Thank you, Iker.
Okay, I will stop sharing my screen.
Mr. Stefanakis, can you open your microphone, please, and see if we can hear you?
Okay. Good morning from Lassisi Plateau. Can you hear me?
We can.
I think. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm sorry about this technical problem. So we proudly participate at the program Clean. I would like to thank region of Crete and of course Miss Maria Apostolaki for her support and her inspiration about Lassisi Plateau municipality. Lassisi is the oldest wind park of Europe. About 150 years ago, there were thousands of windmills pumping the water from the bottom of the earth to the grounds for the people to have water to their gardens. So now we are planning to replace the technology, and we have produced a new windmill, like a traditional part of the windmills that we had. And these windmills that we produce now with the Mediterranean University of Crete, they produce energy. So what is our plan? Our plan is to connect the electrical bicycles that we are going to have from we are going to have as a municipality. We are going to offer energy to the electrical bicycles from the traditional windmills of Lassisi Plateau. Also, what we did with the program Clean, this is very important. We replaced the lamps, about 700 lamps of the public lighting. We replaced them with LED lamps. So we have zero energy. We need zero energy because these lamps, they have energy from the light. They have a light source. Also, we are working about eco-friendly mobility and the project with the electric bicycles that we are going to have until December of 2021. And about the buildings, the schools and the municipality, the building of the municipality, the schools of municipality, and also the public buildings that we have in the area. We are upgrading them with new technology about energy-friendly buildings. And the other thing that we are already started is to have zero energy local agricultural products from not using energy unless the sun or the wind for production of agricultural products. I don't know if Maria can show us the video of Werner Herzog from the windmills, the thousands of the windmills that were here in 1960s. The black and white video. It is the first video of Werner Herzog, the first movie that he had. And, we spoke 2 years ago. He told me that when he saw La City Plateau with thousands of the windmills, then he decided to be an artist, and he started to make movies. This is the first movie of Werner Herzog.
Is there sound on this, Maria?
Yes, we can see it now. Werner Herzog is a very famous director from at Hollywood, and this is a movie that it is at 1965. It is his first movie. Here we can see. Now we are going to see the thousands of the windmills.
Wow.
Right now. This is the plan of the windmills at La City Plateau, the year 1965. Now we can see the park. So the park is to rebuild these windmills and to produce energy for the people that they use energy to their garden. So we are going to have zero carbon products at La City Plateau.
Very cool that that was around such a long time ago.
I would like to thank you. I would like especially thanks to Maria Apostolaki about her support in our municipality. I'm sorry because earlier, and I would like to say that we are planning with the region of Crete, municipality of Laxiti, with the region of Crete, we are planning a zero carbon area, a local area, an area with many interests about mythology, about culture. A small municipality, we can show the way how we can support ecology and zero carbon politics. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor and Maria, and thank you for. There always has to be some technical difficulty, so you're really unfortunate one this time. But thank you for sticking it out. Okay, we are going to move on. Our next speaker is our partner Elena. It's all yours. You're on mute, Lena.
Okay, can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, let me make it. Okay, I will not insist on the action plan actions that we have. We have the two actions regarding the renovation of an important hospital in Iași and on the rehabilitation of public lighting. And today I will spoke a little bit about the energy efficiency in public hospitals in Romania and the energy efficient renovation of Recuperare Hospital in Iași. This is one of the old huge buildings that we have in Iași, and it's like major hospitals in Romania, large buildings with huge infrastructures, very highly consuming, and with huge problems regarding energy efficiency, but struggling to improve this situation. And this is the case of this project on our hospital. We started to work on this, aiming to go from the energy class D to energy class B. And we hope that in the future it will become class A building. It's a typical hospital from the 60s, 70s in Romania. We saw that in Italy there are also huge hospitals like this, and we have really been inspired by the Italian model. And we worked on this project aiming to reduce the annual primary energy consumption by at least 65%, to reduce the specific level of greenhouse gases, and to increase annual consumption of primary energy from renewable sources. In order to reduce this energy consumption, the works included improving the installation, sorry for this, and intervention on the electric water installation, use of sensors and installing of lead technologies for lighting, new ventilation system, digital consumption monitoring, use of alternative energies for heating and warm water, and replacing obsolete medical equipment, highly consumer with this new one. And this was financing also from the local budget and cross-border projects. As you can see, the installation was made in exterior of the building, also inside the building, on windows, on networks of pipes, and so on. Sorry. Reduction of the level of greenhouses was also based on these previous mentioned measures, and also on the increasing the consumption of primary energy from renewable sources. Before starting this project, we had 0 renewable sources of energy for the hospital. And after the project, due to the installation of new heating pumps and the use of geothermal energy, and also of new aerothermal heating pumps and solar panels, we succeed to go from 0 kilowatt per year to 1,300,000 kilowatt per year. So it's a major increasing of renewable sourcing use. And this is having a huge impact on energy efficiency and on greenhouses reduction. We included some images from the period of works. I must say that the works have been really delayed and the contracts have been really delayed due to the COVID situation. A part of the hospital became, COVID support and so on. So it was kind of difficult to manage all the works in appropriate condition. But we managed to do this major project. And what it's important to underline is that this good experience will be also implemented in a future regional hospital in Iași. And it will be 3 regional hospitals in Romania built in the next period, with a mix of European funds, World Bank funds, local and governmental funds. And all the good practices that we have made and implemented in our hospital here, Recuperare, we will use it on this new major project for the entire region of northeast of Romania. Okay, this is all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Anna.
I'm sorry for my voice. I don't know what happened.
That's okay. It always happens at the perfect time. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, good. Thank you very much for that. Do we have our speakers from De Colle Hospital in Naples? Massimiliano is going to speak first. I know that he was going to be joining us late. I'm not seeing his name on the participant list. Or Mr. Enzo Dischetti?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Pana mea, ci n-aș mă plăti cu vocea.
Mr. Dischetti, can you go ahead?
Yes,
and start?
we can start. So, okay.
Okay, we can see your presentation.
You can see? Okay.
Yes.
Good morning to everyone. I am Maria Elena Topa, and I am an engineer of the Studio Dischetti. Here is the project manager of this project, the engineer Enzo Dischetti. and we want to show you the eco-efficiency solutions for public hospital, the case study of the Orthopedic Trauma Center Hospital in Naples. So the design of eco-efficiency solution and the retrofit in order to reduction of primary energy consumption aims to a reduction of the primary energy in the Orthopedic Trauma Center Hospital Complex of the Aorn dei Colli in Naples. And this design is funded by the POR-FESR program of the Campania region. The design, therefore, has been developed in order to achieve a building requalification of the entire complex hospital and its component according to energy and environmental performance criteria in order to achieve an improvement in the functional and operational characteristics of the building, also ensuring a better quality of the health service offered. So the building is the CTO Orthopedic Trauma Center located in Viale Colliamine in Naples. And the footprints of the buildings is about 2,300 square meters. The building is in evident state of degradation due to an obsolescence of the building organism and also of the various technological systems. So the goal design, the intervention for the building, have the objective of eco-efficiency, optimizing energy consumption, but also aimed at improving the architectural quality of the building with a particular attention to the maintenance and the management of the building with a view to increase the useful life of the works and individual component. Another goal is also the reduction of the work site's impact. The entire design project was conducted in building information model, so with the BIM approach, defining the model of the building by the first constructing the current state. Indeed, the parametric model was based on the acquisition of point clouds obtained by laser scanner survey. Then also other analyses have been conducted as a thermographic investigation useful for the evaluation of the different thermal defects, the analysis of the existing system installation, and assessing energy consumption analysis. In order to carry out the energy diagnosis of the building, and so made some energetic simulation in order to improve the different intervention. So this is the characterized parameters of the actual state of the building that is in energy class D. So the different design choices want to provide the thermal insulation of the building, so with the opaque wall that will be achieved through a microventilated facade system composed of an aluminum composite panel, an air gap, and a glass wool panel. This intervention allows to maximize the performance in terms of thermal transmittance, but also provides a solution of high architectural value. The thermal insulation of the flat roof and also of the floor in the basement will be carried out by using a glass wool panel. So the intervention also are completed by the replacement of the vertical transparent partition through use the PVC windows frame composed with 5 different glazing and with low emission glass used for the north-west exposure and solar control glass for southeast exposure. Indeed, with reference to the intervention of plant engineering, the design provided the revamping of the existing refrigeration plant, the installation of thermostatic valve on all the radiation elements, and the creation of a new system of hot water distribution for winter season and chilled water in summer season. All the design choices allow to pass from energy class B to energy class B with a high reduction of carbon dioxide emission in the atmosphere. So in short, the building work started from an analysis of the context and the needs of the hospital regarding both energy performance and also architectural maintenance. And the plant's energy and systems intervention aims also to solve the present problems pursuing the objective of reducing efficiency energy. At the present, indeed, the activities are entrusted for an amount of more than €4 million, and we are working on the construction site. Installation and the activity have been started on the 3rd of November. We want to show you some design render of the project, and we are finished. We want to say thanks also to the Aun De Colli. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Massimiliano Manfredi is not be able to participate. I don't know for the technical issues.
Yeah, we did get a message that he wasn't able to join the call. We've sent a direct link, but we're not seeing him just yet.
Okay, if you can go on.
Well, yeah, we'll move ahead, and if he's able to join, we'll come back to him again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that presentation.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on now to our next speaker, and that is our partner from Regional Council of Västernorrland, Sophia.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, I'll start sharing my presentation then.
Okay, yeah, we can see it.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Sofia Makin and I work in Region Västernorrland, and I'm the project leader of Clean here in Sweden and Västernorrland. And I'm going to talk some about what we have done in this project and also mention 2 other projects that we have been involved in that I might think you find interesting. But first, I would like to start to share some information about how we have worked with this, who has been the project owner, because this project started in 2017 and was then located in something called Kommunförbundet in Västernorrland, which coordinates some tasks and questions for the municipalities in our county. But from April the 1st in 2020, we are the new project owner in Region Västernorrland, and we work with regional development and health care. And this is a picture of Region Västernorrland. We have 7 municipalities and are about 244,000 inhabitants. So there are 2 parts in our project. One part is called Solatum, and it's a public real estate company who have been working with installation of new ventilation units. They have been working with change of lighting in classrooms and installation of solar panels. Some of these actions will take place first in next year due to economic and COVID-related issues, but some of them already been done. And this is a place in Graningebyn in Västernorrland where they this summer have started the installation of solar panels. About 284 square meters. And if we're going to talk about Region Västernorrland where I work and this our part of this project, so we have looked into our 50 buildings and 12 of them are more suitable for solar panels. So we have been working with these for a long time, but especially during these last years from 2018 to 2020. And you see the total installed effect during 2020 and the amount of production of renewable energy. The CLEAN project relates to our sustainability goals in Region Västernorrland. We have a goal that 4% of our used energy will come from own produced renewable energy. And these are in these 12 buildings that are suitable for installation of solar panels that I mentioned. We also are working with a regional development strategy for Västernorrland that includes all municipalities and companies and so on in Västernorrland. And there we have a goal that close to 100% of the produced energy in the county will be green and fossil fuel free in 2030. And then I'm going to show you some pictures of these solar panels that we have installed in these 3 last years. We have, of course, installed more than I'm going to show you now, but these are some examples. And this is in the primary care building in Härnösand in 2018. Total amount of these buildings are 683 square meters. And we also have our hospital in Sundsvall on a roof on a building next to this, and it's about 300 square meters. And also this hospital in Sollefteå. You see beautiful nature around here. About 800 square meters of solar panels. And we also have some interesting work done earlier here in Sollefteå, which are solar panels in sun protectors. These were done already in 2010, but I think it's very interesting because we had a big issue with the temperature in the building. And we decided to put up sun protectors, and we also in the same time we installed solar panels in these sun protectors. And they produce up to 40,000 kilowatts per year. This is an interesting way to solve problems. We had a lot of events during these years. For example, we have had a digital lunch seminar, and several of them. And we also have close contact and information with our politicians of Region Västernorrland. And the next one will take place just in 2 weeks from here. And here you also see an example of how we're working with energy efficiency in our schools in Sollefteå municipality. I'd like to mention one event that I found very interesting. We had a workshop with students in the program of sustainability development in September 2021 from Mid-Sweden University here in Sundsvall. We are quite proud of what we are doing within renewable energy and solar panels and our goals within our organization and our county. So we were quite surprised by their reaction, but they said we need to do more and we have to do more action. They think we are doing very good projects and good stuff, but they want to see more. So we are going to start to work with them, and maybe they can come and do their work while they're studying at our organization. And we also have dialogues with Mid-Sweden University within another project that they have been working in during these years. It's called SHREC. And they're looking into how to accelerate the transition to climate neutral economy. And especially one thing here we talked some more about, and it's how Lithuanian companies have launched the first online consumer platform where everyone can purchase a part of remote solar plants. So together with the Mid-Sweden University, we'll have handed in an application for a pilot study to create hubs like these platforms in Sweden, like those in Lithuania, and especially, of course, then in Västernorrland. So I think it's very interesting how we're working in two different projects, and we connect with each other, and we find how we're going to work in the future together. I also want to mention one last thing before I'm done here with my presentation, and this is not about solar panels, but we have at one of our hospitals here in Västernorrland something called a snow cooling system. So we collect snow in the winter and storage behind our largest hospitals. And then in the summer, from the spring during the whole summer, we use this snow to cool our building. And 90% less energy is consumed due to our earlier cooling system that we used. So this is very efficient. But we need snow in the winter for it to work. And also the melting water that is quite hotter when it goes back out, so melts down the snow storage so new water can come in and cool the hospital. So I think it's quite nice solution. So that was all from me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sophia. You have definitely some interesting projects there and interesting interaction with the kids who want things to happen faster.
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen Massimiliano join, so I think to make sure that everyone gets a chance to do their presentation, we're going to move on quickly. And our next speaker is from Slovenia. He's going to talk to us about energy efficient solutions in schools. And Beto, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can I share my presentation?
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yep, please.
It's okay?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Okay, this is the first slide, and this is the second slide. You
Perfect.
can see the second slide?
Yes, yep, all good.
Okay, this is before the COVID era. In Velenia, here is a clean team. Some of you maybe remember this wonderful day in Slovenia or in Velenia. Okay, a few words about School Center Velenia. This is a public educational institution, schools, education hub of the valley. We call it Šaleška Dolina. This valley is in Savinja region with a broader hinterland and is one of the biggest educational centers in Slovenia with about more than 60 years long tradition. Okay, main goal of our energy efficiency field is reduced use of energy and stimulates implementation of renewable energy sources in all our educational buildings, but not just for smaller costs, for reducing kilowatt hours, but also to implement all these measures, technical measures, organizational measures to education procedure or to educational line. We wish to make long-term energy efficiency and renewable energy strategy and also operative plan for primary, secondary, higher professional schools, and of course universities also on our Slovenian national level. We will influence on the rise of energy culture of our students, but not just of our students, also to our teachers, employed workers, building managers, management and other representatives of educational institutions through different educational and promotional activities, dissemination, informational tools for energy management, and other energy sustainable organizational measures. And my opinion is that this project, CLEAN, is like one of this method or of this principle of our working. Okay, let's go a little back to the history. Here is our complex. We have in Velenje 2 locations. The biggest is here in Trg Mladosti. You can see several school buildings, and of course we start with all these things at the, I don't know, at the 2000 maybe, or 1998, some there. So we have about more than 2 decades experience on this field of energy reducing. So here is a sum of technical and investment measures which we started, and this picture is start or made it at, I think, about 2012, 2011, something like that. Oh, just a little. This yellow markers, this mean the PV. So this means electrical power plant, solar power plant, about 50 kilowatts strong. And the red one is a thermosolar plant or thermosolar equipment for the cooling and the heating. Our rooms, our inside doors. I have here prepared some one of this building, nothing special. Of course, you will can see here all description, and I go more quickly through this. This is one of the building C, we call it. Here we have a classical refurbishment, energy refurbishment with thermal insulation, new windows, and so on. Then the second thing is a reconstruction of our heating system, not just in this building, but in all buildings. Oh, this is one maybe very interesting situation. You can see here a smart build logotype in the right corner. This was made through the one of Europe project, Smart Build, named or called, and we use in those times, this was installed in 2012 or 13, something like that. You can use here IoT technologies. This means that with the installing Internet of Things and microcontrollers equipment, we can controlling radiator heating systems in some our labs or some rooms. Then also we put lighting modernization, but here is the digital addressable lighting interface, which which is already old. And of course, in our days, we will install LED technology, not this type of interior lighting. But our most impressive project is that we put our own energy management system in our school, almost in all buildings. Okay, what is the energy monitoring systems? We can read here, but the most important thing is that energy monitoring system allow you to see what is the energy consumption, what is the living comfort in real time. This means at this moment, and this is the most important thing in energy monitoring systems. Okay, this is some other basic tasks, and for example, I took these masks, yes, on a Friday. You can see 5th of November, and you can see here left on the corner our picture, and below is consumption in the last hours. We can also observing consumptions of in the last days and so on. Maybe then software things, participation in Europe projects like this one in Clean. I have I put some slides, some photos of our for me best presentators projects. You can see a little bit old. iManager. This was very interesting project with not just for secondary school or with project with students, but also with primary schools. Leader of this project was energy agency from Italy, and Slovenian team U4Energy a few years. Oh my God, this is not few years, this is decade. And then InstallRes. This is one project when we starting with education of renewable energy sources installers, and of course our teachers must be the first education in this education process. And then Smart Build. I mentioned this project, very nice, and of course when we talking about this software projects, we must mention also, because we are school, we are also college, research works, and all these things, our experience, our equipment, our technical, financial involvements. Everything we must transfer to education activities. This photo, this slide is very interesting for me because this was Slovenian Eco Schools competition in February 2008. Very, very long away from our real time, but this is the how to say happening, or this is the day when we came on the idea to building an energy polygon, real energy polygon, a big one. Okay, and this is our camp, energy camp. This is on the second location in Velenje. Also, it is the part of school center. You can see we have all, or we can see we have here PV on the roofs, and okay, we have here thermosolars, renewable energy sources for the not just for the lab, for our labs and the exercises, but in the real life, to use in real life. We have also passive house. Here you can see. Okay, here is the better slides of our low energy house, or the near zero energy building. And this house was built at 2011. Yes, 2011. And on the roof you can see PV panels, which means that we install these PV panels like a hybrid power plant. So here in the right side, on the right photo, you can see this red and the yellow frequency inverters. This means that from this PV plant on the roof, we can use electricity, produce electricity for our own needs, not just for distribute to electricity grid. Here is the meeting room. In this meeting room in 2011, also we had a meeting with the clean team. Then, of course, here is a lab for the renewable energy sources, and also clean team. Here on the right side, I think this is the guy on the bicycle. You can see here is the guy from French. Yes, bicycle and French and the tour and so on. But in those times we haven't Roglic and the Pogacar yet, huh? So it was very interesting. Okay, this is alternative heating stations and solar and so on. Of course, we have also micro cogeneration in this part of energy polygon. It works on butan propan, and this is the last slide. Energy monitoring system with info point. Through this info point, we have access to all information of our energy system, but not just consumption. Also, what is the weather? What is the microclimate in our labs, rooms, and so on. So, for my conclusion is that we can, through this project, Clean, do something good for not just our school center, of course, but we can go to our region or on the national level. In Slovenia, we have about 800 approximately primary schools and 150 secondary schools. And this means if we expect savings about 15%, this is our experience result of our measures, just organizational, of course, measures. This means that we can get an annual savings on the heating, on electricity, on the national level, about 150 gigawatts per hour. And this means about, if we calculate this, about 50,000 tons of CO2. So I think that we will go on this direction. I am also employed on the school center like lecturer on in higher professional school, but okay, I'm also freelancer or outsourcing collaborator with the agency of Slovenia region, and I think that this will be a good focus or good way to in the future. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Vetter. We're quickly running out of time here. So Suha, you've been waiting for a long time. I'll let you take the floor. I did see that Massimiliano was able to join us, so if we have a couple of minutes and if people can stick around a couple of extra minutes, we'll hear from him as well. But I'm going to go ahead. Suha, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I will be sharing the screen. Just a second, please.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Good morning, and excuse me for the technical problem.
Sorry, Miss Milano. We have one other speaker who's going to just go ahead of you. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Thank you.
Can you see my screen?
Not just yet.
Not yet. Okay. Now?
Yes.
Great. Okay. So good morning. Thank you very much for your kind invitation to this conference. I am Suhaib Rashishi from the Mediterranean Renewable Energy Center, which is a think tank based in Tunisia and has as a mission to foster the sustainable development and energy transition in the Mediterranean. And I am also the communication manager of Medicofor project. And today I will be sharing with you the knowledge on public building retrofitting that we have acquired along the implementation of our project. So Medicofor stands for Mediterranean University as Catalyst for Eco-Sustainable Innovation. It is a project funded by the European Union under the ENI CBC Med program. It started in September 2019, has a duration of 3 years and an overall budget of 3 million euros. In our project, we aim to propose and implement innovative and eco-sustainable innovation solution in the Mediterranean University buildings and to introduce an active collaborating approach for decision support in the framework of a living laboratory. Our consortium is formed by MEDRAC as a lead beneficiary, 6 public universities from Tunisia, Palestine, Italy, and Spain, Naples Agency for Energy and Environment, which is ANEA, and present with us today, I think, and a solar energy cluster based in Barcelona, Spain. 3 of our university partners will host innovation measures that will be proposed in the framework of the project. So when it comes to implementing energy retrofitting or innovation in university buildings or in public buildings in general, the main barrier actually is the lack of an integration process involving all the actors that play an active role in this innovation or retrofitting cycle. Thus, in the framework of our project, we did initiate an implementation entity or a living lab for the collaboration between academics, decision makers, and stakeholders in order to support energy managers in planning and implementing innovative sustainable energy measures within higher education buildings by developing and making available a number of toolkits and training programs. One of the first toolkits that has been developed in the framework of our project is a toolkit of passive solutions for the design in university buildings. So this action was actually intended to explore the most innovative interventions related to the renovation of higher education buildings in the Mediterranean area. So based on a deep research or literature review and a defined methodology, case studies were organized to highlight their innovative features in order to be compared and evaluated. So this survey permitted to define an abacus of innovative solutions for the renovation of higher education buildings in the Mediterranean area. As a result, we selected, analyzed, and cataloged a total of 18 case studies concerning 9 university complexes that are built from scratch, what you can see here on the right, the new construction example, and 9 cases of energy modernization and reconstruction, which is the example on the left, the renovation example. Okay. And so, using all this data, it was possible to define a final classification of the projects in terms of cost efficiency, both in case of renovation and new construction projects. This is the interface of the abacus that is already developed, and here it is organized here in 3 levels of design details. The first one is the definition of passive strategies appropriate for the Mediterranean climate. The second one is the identification of the best technological solutions, and the final one is the selection of either innovative or traditional materials, of course, depending on the case study or the building selected. So this abacus actually, or this toolkit in general, focuses more on the architectural aspect of the building. However, the second tool that has been developed focuses more on the thermal energy performance of the building. It is an interactive decision tool for the evaluation of optimal renovation measures. So this toolkit is designed to support energy management staff in the university as our first target group, and identifying and implementing the best options for building refurbishing and improving operation control, of course, while maintaining the occupant's behavior. So it is an online calculation engine or a software that allows the user to first include or detail the building specifications, including the general data, the geometry and construction, reference energy consumption, operational data, etc. Then it allows to solve an initial situation. So by determining the energy consumption of the building and reviewing all the results obtained by the calculation engine or the software corresponding to the initial situation. Following and through a catalog that we named here, as you can see, medical shore catalog, a set of energy conservation measures is shown to the user, and it is possible to select a combination of measures to be evaluated by the application or the calculation engine. These measures, of course, can be conventional or innovative. Finally, a techno-economic optimization is carried out in order to provide the most suitable combinations of renovation for the building selected. And it can provide you also with a report which includes the initial situation as well as the savings obtained with every one of the conservation measures selected. So all these tools and toolkits, as well as others that will be developed in the framework of the project, will be included in an ICT online platform that is intended for the transfer of knowledge and best practices on the energy renovation of university buildings in the Mediterranean. The Living Lab community that we have selected over the Mediterranean countries will have access to the toolkits and tools developed in the framework of the project, as well as the best practices drawn throughout the renovation cycle of the pilot buildings of the project. This ICT platform is already created and is in the final stage of finalization, and it will be soon available online. Regarding the trainings program and capacity building is also programs that we have carried out. We can mention first an online training course that has been designed and conducted by University of Campania, partner of our project, in collaboration of all university partners, and it did focus on the energy efficiency action plan in the higher education building sector. This course provided students from the project partner universities with knowledge and skills on renovation strategies for university buildings while carrying out
theoretical lessons and practical workshops. And the students were able to analyze 3 case studies, which are 3 pilot buildings in Tunisia, Italy, and Palestine, and propose innovation passive solutions to meet the nearly zero energy building requirements of the university buildings analyzed. In the framework of our project also, we did implement microgrid platform or a pilot that is powered with photovoltaic panels for energy generation and trading. This platform did involve a large number of students that have been working in order to investigate the performance of the microgrid platform and to optimize its operation. Based on the same microgrid platform, we have been supervising and coordinating a challenge or a project in the framework of master program in collaboration with University of Lorraine in France. And this, the aim of this one-year project is actually to optimize the operation of microgrid platforms, to scale them up, and to explore the potential of integrating such technologies in the Mediterranean and with a special focus in Tunisia. The University of Florence, partner of the project, launched a thematic seminar including training workshops and a design competition for architecture students in order to identify the best energy retrofit solutions for the pilot building of Medico Shore in Italy, which is Santa Verdiana. The main objective of the seminar was to give students the opportunity to deal with real energy retrofit projects of existing buildings. And these are some examples of the solutions proposed by the students. And after evaluations, one of the solutions will be adapted and implemented in the pilot building. Finally, following the installation of a PV power plant with a total capacity of 280 kilowatts, An-Najah University in Palestine, partner of the project, also conducted a training that is targeting engineers in Palestine on the design, implementation, and operation of photovoltaic systems. And this training included 3 main phases. The first one was dedicated to the design of solar photovoltaic systems. The second one focused more on the feasibility and economic impact of implementing solar photovoltaic systems in Palestine. And finally, a number of site visits were organized to the PV power plants installed in order to be familiar and learn more about their operation. So this is overall the achievements of Medico Shore projects during these 2 years, mainly related to the tools and toolkits developed, on the training programs organized, and on sharing best practices with stakeholders and beneficiaries, a network that we would surely like to extend in order to deepen the knowledge on the public building retrofitting in the Mediterranean. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sue. That was a very interesting presentation. And just as you're talking about increasing your network, if you have information you want to send on, I'll be happy to share that with the Clean partners as we move forward as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate everyone staying on a few more minutes. And Massimiliano, if you're ready to go now, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and excuse me for the technical problem. I am Massimiliano Manfredi, councillor and a member of the Environment Commission of the Campania region. I am very happy to participate to this closing conference because the Campania region has been always focused on environment policy and energy efficient of building. Indeed, we have immediately accepted ENEA to be invitation to be part of the CLEAN project as the main stakeholder because we begin also responsible for the financial instrument, the Regional Operation Program of Regione Campania, European Development Fund 2014-2020. Within the project, thanks to the collaboration with ANEA, we have focused on the hospital building because they are the most intensive energy public building, but for the type of activity carried out, which involves the use of specific equipment and the need to ensure an equal and steady air-conditioned system. As Campania region, we have also foreseen through and in-depth analysis the possibility of carrying out the intervention by mixing the RRDF fund management by the Campania region with the national one of the thermal account with benefit in terms of reduction of electricity and the thermal consumption, management costs for the health companies, as well as environmental impact. There are administrative acts that underline this page, such as the Regional Resolution number 382 of 27 July 2017 with the participation in the CLEAN project. Even in the action plan is therefore shown to us the most appropriate choice to focus, activate on this type of the public building. In conclusion, I thank the coordinator and all partners of the CLEAN project for their efforts and for great opportunity that the Campania region has taken with pleasure and interest. We have found in the cooperation project a valid opportunity for growth and comparison, as well as an opportunity to establish a constant and constructive dialogue with the different stakeholders present in the area. Thank you all, good job, and thank you, excuse me, for the technical problem.
Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone staying to the end. I mean, we have had some really interesting presentations, and the good thing is that even though this is a closing conference for CLEAN, we have, as was mentioned by Ségolène at the beginning, been awarded some additional activities. So we will continue to build on the network that's been established through this team and continue to work on our additional activities related to good practices learned through the COVID-19 impacts and continue to help improve existing policy instruments and contribute to new ones. So with all of that, and again, appreciate that you've all stayed on a few extra minutes. We had a lot to pack in there. Appreciate all of your time and all of your presentations. Thank you very much for that. And we will talk again soon. Thanks, everyone.